When was your first time gambling?
In London, when I was 18, 2 days after my birthday, I went to a brewery or a bar, a pub actually is what they call it out there. I went to a pub to have my first legal beer with my friend's dad, and they had like one of those, it was like a random, I don't know what they call it out there. It's basically like a slot, and I played that and lost 50 euro.
And was that appealing to you?
No, it was actually horrible. And then I like never actually really gambled, right? So that was just the first time. And then I'd never gambled after that until maybe I was like 21 in San Diego. I went with like two of my best friends to Barona. It's an 18 plus, and it's smoke free, which is nice. But we go there and we're playing roulette. I think I lost like $200. My buddy lost 50. My other friend lost 150. And like it was fun, but it was just like like $200 takes me like 3 days to make at work. So it's like I don't want to do that. But then, as I got older and I made a little more money, and I would go to the casino, and like one day I went there and I had gotten like a bonus from work, and I went to the casino and lost 3,000, and like can't afford to lose 3,000. I was just like, oh my God, I was sick to my stomach. But it was just like, all right, like I'll just do that maybe once a year. I'll just gamble once a year.
So when did you realize you could turn gambling though into a viable business?
So are you guys familiar with 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗧?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to see him when I would scroll like on TikTok or Instagram. He would randomly pop up. I would never follow him or anything. I don't like follow like celebrities or anything, just because their lives are so crazy compared to what I was living.
Mm-hmm.
But I went out to San Diego back in 2024 in April on my lady's birthday, which was unfortunate. One of my best friends was getting married, and I stayed at my friend Robbie's house, which is a friend that I've known for like 10 years from the scootering stuff. And I stayed at his house. He was in the casino affiliate marketing stuff, and he had worked with 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗧, and he was actually pretty good friends with him. And I forget exactly how he was brought up, but 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗧 was brought up, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, he's funny. Like, I wonder how he's doing or whatever. And Robbie's like, oh yeah, no, he like makes a killing. Like, this is how much he does. Like, this is what he does. He does YouTube videos. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know like you can make that much money off of gambling on YouTube. And I thought like it would be banned and everything. So he tells me all the logistics and stuff. And I was like, oh, like I could do that. And he's like, oh, you should. Like, I think you should do it. Because Robbie was getting into the actual casino space,
Mm-hmm.
starting his own business. So, sure enough, like 3 weeks later, I posted my first video gambling, eating a cockroach. Actually, no, I was eating crickets.
So what was your strategy? Because you blew up. You got like 100,000 followers in like 43 days, I believe.
Yeah. So from that first conversation until my first video, I basically watched a whole bunch of different creators. I was watching everyone that was in the gambling space, which wasn't many at the time. I think I got in at the right time, which helped a lot. But I was watching like the top 4 or 5 gambling creators, and then I would branch out to other niches like cars, because I like cars, or just normal lifestyle vlog stuff. And I would just see like, when they would post, how often they would post, their thumbnails, their titles, how long the videos are, how do they introduce themselves in the videos, what is their catch within the first 3 seconds to keep people watching. And then I would just Google a lot of things about, social media and how like the brain works and algorithms on YouTube. And I strategized all of that together, and then I put it in one, and then I just started making my own videos. And I just think what really helped was the timing, because not many people were into the gambling space. First off, it's very expensive. And if people are doing it, they're older. So when I got into it, I was like one of the younger guns, and I was doing a lot of table games because everyone was filming slots, not much table game stuff. And I know there's a huge target audience for that, because I was never into slots. I was always into table games. So I was trying my hardest to get into the table game stuff as soon as possible. But the stuff before really took off because I was doing like that challenge series that was like really popular and trending at the time, where I was betting like 10 cents for every follower that I would get. So it started off on day 1, I had $0. And on day 30, I'm betting like $8,000 or something. I forget exactly the number, but.
How'd you get the money to do that initially?
When I used to work at the dealership, I was making good money, so I was saving a lot of my money. My dad was always telling me the Dave Ramsey thing, like save 30% and whatever.
Good.
So I had like a pretty good chunk of change saved up, about 200,000.
So you were able to stash away quite a bit of cash.
Yes.
Okay, and you were using this to fund the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And
well, I stacked up a lot of cash on the side just because, like, you know, for a rainy day.
And so when you're gambling, though, how do you decide how much you're going to play? Because 300 could go pretty quickly if you get like on a losing streak.
It was going really quick. The first month, I was on like a crazy losing streak, and I was down like 45,000 in the first month, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this has to work or I'm screwed. And then I had like an upswing, which was really nice. I was down, I think my peak was like 43,000 I was down, and then within 3 days I was up 9K. So I had like some crazy swing back up. And then this is when I was doing that 10-cent series. So then I told myself, I was like, okay, like, you know, now that I'm in the profit on this series and like I've gained over 100,000 followers and 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, you know, I could start putting my money towards a different aspect. Now that I built like a good following, now I can start using the money to, you know, maybe do the long form stuff, because I was focused on short form at the time. So basically it came to the point of, if I lose on this series, I'm going to stop the series. So if I get into the negative, and I got down to like negative 5K, and I was like, all right, like we're done. Like we danced with the devil and we got back, and now we're only down 5K, and I got 150,000 followers from it and 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it worked out. I paid 5K for that.
if someone wanted to start this challenge now, realistically, an audience of 100,000 followers that follow you for gambling content, that's probably worth like $30,000 a month. I have no idea, but it's probably worth a lot of money. What would like the fair market value be per follower? So if you're going to pay X amount per follower gained, if someone wanted to start this from zero with unlimited bankroll, what amount do you think? Because you could probably go higher than 10 cents.
You probably could.
Because you need to grow quicker too. Like 10 cents probably wouldn't grow you too quick either. Like,
yeah, there was people at the time that were doing like $5 per. But the issue is that every time someone was doing this, it was all online casino stuff.
Oh, you can't trust it.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's all fake. I'm like almost positive 99% of it is fake.
Wow.
You know, it's fake currency basically. So that was another thing that kind of helped me. Was that series that I was doing was all in person at a real casino. So like you could see the $8,000 in cash, and then like you could see me like the ball spinning and then it landing in red, and I bet black and I'm devastated. So it's like it's a huge difference between the online stuff. But first off, I think if you were gonna start doing the series now, bad idea. It's burnt out and it's not gonna work. That's just my advice. But I mean, in the gambling space, it's so crazy because like so many of these online casinos offer crazy amounts of money. And obviously YouTube RPM is really good. So like you could make more than 30,000 a month with 100,000 followers. So it's kind of hard to judge. It really just, I don't know, maybe if you're looking at it long term, like if you're paying $1 a follower, like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and right now, every single goal changes everything. Which is exactly why our sponsor FanDuel made things even more interesting with Every Goal Pays. And here's how it works. You bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. So the more goals in the game, the more bonus bets. All you have to do is turn on your token. For example, the USA beat Paraguay 4-1. That's 5 total goals in one game, and every single one pays out. So lock in your token and watch every goal matter. Visit FanDuel.com to get started now. 21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MyReset. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050 Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 Louisiana.